Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake Smith here and you're watching Golden Memories. So we're obviously going through a weird time right now. I'm under lockdown myself here in Philadelphia, and I hope all of you are staying safe and staying home. Do not go out. There's no reason. Literally just stay in your house. Mania Week's not happening. Lock the door. Kudos to WWE for still moving forward with the show. I do know it was pre-taped, so we'll see how that plays out. It'll be an interesting WrestleMania for sure. Today's show, we are taking a look back at past WrestleManias, but not how you'd think. Obviously as women's wrestling fans, sometimes we get the short end of the stick. The women have kind of always, for the most part, been overlooked when it comes to the Mania card. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rebook a few WrestleManias. I asked you guys on social media, on Twitter at Jake Isn't Jacob, and on Instagram stories at Jake Not Jacob Smith, what matches you'd redo, how you'd rebook them, and change what we got that year. Because I know personally, there's a lot of things I would have changed. So let's get into it. So let's go back to 2010 at WrestleMania 26. The match we got that year was a 10 Diva tag. We had Team Michelle McCool with Michelle McCool, Layla, Vicky Guerrero, Maurice, and Alicia Fox taking on Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Mickie James, Gail Kim, and Kelly Kelly. I don't know about you guys, but I always thought it was weird that they came out to Eve's music. I was at that show and I for sure thought they would come out to Beth because she was feuding with Michelle. And when She Looks Good to Me, I was just kind of like, oh, what? But whatever, it is what it is. The match itself, probably, I find it memorable. Most wrestling fans probably don't, but we had that Diva sequence in it where everyone hit their finisher or signature move. Vicky Guerrero got a cool WrestleMania moment, which was nice for her. She put a lot of contributions into the company, but the match could have been something a little bit better. So personally, what I would have booked is a triple threat match for the women's championship. So Michelle McCool spent the majority of the year feuding with Mickie James. We had the whole Piggy James storyline that was a little controversial, but I think actually propelled Mickie into being one of the top baby faces in the company. And Mickie got her revenge at the Rumble, winning the women's championship in literal seconds from Michelle McCool. And you kind of just loved to see it at the time. Mickie ended up losing the championship again to Michelle McCool. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, well, this is setting up another Mania moment of some kind. Now, Beth Phoenix had kind of wedged her way into the storyline as well, kind of almost conflicted about what to do. She didn't like Lay Cool, but she also, there's a huge history with Mickie James and Beth Phoenix. Beth doesn't really know what to do. Sometimes she'd attack Mickie, sometimes she'd attack Lay Cool, and it ended up leading to a feud with Michelle McCool and Layla. So the smart thing, I think, would have been to book a triple threat match with Michelle McCool, Beth Phoenix, and Mickie James, who are arguably the top contenders in the division at that time period. I think it would have been a really incredible matchup. I think we would have had some great spots, and I think it would have been an awesome WrestleMania moment to see Beth Phoenix win the championship or Mickie reclaim the title again. But instead we got the 10 Diva tag. Now, unfortunately, Mickie even left the company a few weeks later. She was released, really unfortunate. Beth went on to face Michelle McCool at the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, and win the women's championship. But I think that triple threat match would have been something really memorable. Now moving on to probably one of my least favorite Manias of all time, WrestleMania 29. I don't know why it exists. I'm not here for it. I was in attendance and I was pissed. So we were supposed to get the Funkadactyls and tons of funk against the returning Bella Twins and Rhodes Scholars in an 8-person tag. I personally was really looking forward to it. Loved the Bellas, was really happy they were back. The Funkadactyls were really gaining a lot of momentum. I really enjoyed what they were doing, and the match was canceled. AJ Lee, I believe, was the only woman who even appeared on the show. But what would have been really cool to do that year is have a women's championship match in itself. Well, the Divas Championship, I'm sorry. Whoa. Caitlyn was the Divas champion at the time. I'm a huge Caitlyn fan. It would have been really cool to have her defend her championship. Her reign was kind of a wash a lot of the time, and it's really unfortunate. I really loved her. So Caitlyn and AJ were kind of starting their feud. It wasn't really in full force yet, but I think they could have really put some more fire behind it going into WrestleMania. If they didn't want to do a Divas Championship match, they could have at least had Caitlyn come out in the middle of the tag team match and attack AJ. I seriously thought they were gonna have that happen. No, I think a Divas Championship match between Caitlyn and AJ would have been an awesome addition to the WrestleMania 29 card. All right, so WrestleMania 28, 2012, Beth Phoenix was literally dominating the women's division at this time. You know, going into WrestleMania, people weren't really sure who her opponent would be. She had just gotten past Tamina, who's got a SmackDown Women's title match this year. Go Tamina. So going into WrestleMania, we didn't really know who Beth would be facing. And then we found out a few weeks before, it'd be a tag match with Kelly and Maria Menounos versus Eve Torres and Beth Phoenix. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually excited for this at the time, I remember, but it felt a little weird. I think Beth Phoenix versus Natalya would have been an incredible match for WrestleMania that year, and a really hard-hitting one and really good one. Beth and Natty never really got a lot of opportunities to face each other on the main roster when they were both there. I think they might have only had one singles match, and it was the SmackDown before Beth left. I think a one-on-one match between them at WrestleMania would have been huge. It would have been an amazing moment for Natty, who was kind of Beth's sidekick the whole time. Another option would have been Karma. I remember at the time, everyone was making graphics because they wanted to see Karma versus Beth Phoenix at WrestleMania. Karma was kind of on her way out of the company, I think, at this point. She returned at the Rumble, but then we didn't really see her since. But I think a one-on-one match between Karma and Beth Phoenix would have been really, really great. It would have been a dream match for many. I know I played it in the video game. It's a shame, but you know, the tag match still was pretty memorable. Kelly had that awesome finisher off the top, the Molly go round, really cool. It was what it was. Except for the makeup on Maria Menounos' pants, that didn't look like makeup. So WrestleMania 31, I actually was also very excited about this match, the Bellas versus AJ and Paige. It made sense. The four of them were kind of the focal point of the women's division for about a year. Like literally, Paige debuted the night after WrestleMania, feuded with AJ for months. Then Nikki Bella came into the mix, won the title. Brie and Nikki were also having their feud. You know, it made sense having the four of them in it, but I wouldn't have made this a standard tag team match. I would have made this a tag team match for the Divas Championship, kind of pitting everyone against each other. I think adding the championship on the line in that match would have added a whole nother layer and probably gotten the crowd a little bit more invested. Another option they could have done is AJ Lee versus Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 31. Now, the two of them had had a few interactions throughout the year, teased kind of a match could possibly happen because AJ would talk back to Stephanie, which no one else was really doing. But I think an AJ and Stephanie showdown would have been incredible. I love when Stephanie wrestles personally. She never disappoints me. I really hope we get to see her mix it up with a few more of the girls while she can still go in the ring. And the last match I'm gonna talk about is one that literally everyone suggested, WrestleMania 21. The match we got was Christy Hemme versus Trish, and I won't lie, this is probably one of my favorite Mania feuds ever. Christy and Trish delivered in every segment leading up to it. That Playboy cover unveiling, I don't know anyone who dislikes that. It's awesome. What I believe, and what I think a lot of other people believe was supposed to happen, was Lita versus Trish. Lita obviously got injured at New Year's Revolution. Trish won her championship back. I always kind of wondered if Trish was scheduled to win the title back at New Year's Revolution, or if it was just, you know, Lita got injured, so they had to do something. WWE had let go a lot of their female wrestlers in the fall of 2004, so Nydia, Jazz, Gail Kim were all gone. So a lot of the girls there were Diva Search women who weren't necessarily trained to wrestle yet, and they were working on it, but they weren't there yet. So she beat Victoria and Molly in a triple threat match, and then, you know, went backstage to Christy and was like, just beat everyone, ha ha ha. And she attacked Maria, and it sounded like Maria was having an orgasm. But anyway, what would have been really awesome though if Lita didn't get injured is I think we would have had a ladder match for the women's championship at WrestleMania. Lita and Trish are two women who could have certainly pulled that off. They had the passion behind it. They would have gotten the crowd invested in it. And I think we would have seen some incredible spots. I mean, like, we've seen Lita and Trish both take some huge risks in regular matches. I can't even imagine what they would have accomplished in a ladder match, but I know it would have provided so many WrestleMania moments. Trish ended up retaining the title at WrestleMania and served some of the best gear I've ever seen. So those are some WrestleMania matches that could have been. Hey guys, so due to social distancing, my guest this week is appearing virtually. Say hi to my best friend, Jackie.
Hi.
So Jackie is not a wrestling fan. She's been with me to an episode of Raw. Don't think she loved it.
Not quite.
But one thing that I know Jackie is a big fan of is Jersey Shore. So since this is a WrestleMania themed episode, we're gonna take a look back at when Snooki made a guest appearance and wrestled at WrestleMania. Jackie, we love Jersey Shore. We used to actually look like Ron and Sam when we used to go out, right?
We sure did.
I'm gonna throw that photo of us from 2010 up there.
I kind of figured that was gonna magically appear.
So we're gonna watch Snooki in action at WrestleMania in a 6-person tag team match. So this is Vicky.
Is this a tiny person?
It's the stage. Just makes her look, well, she's like a normal woman. Like, she was married to a wrestler who unfortunately passed away. So,
Are you drinking a White Claw?
yeah, it's like 2 in the afternoon. Quarantine.
It's an interesting outfit.
Mm-hmm. So these are his partners. This is Lay Cool. It's 2 girls and a guy against 2 girls and a guy in this match.
There's gonna be 6 people in the ring with Snooki.
So she's one of the 6. So it's not it's 2 people at a time. They have to tag in and out. So it's like a relay. Like your turn.
Trish Stratus. Mm-hmm. I know her because you talk about her a lot.
Yeah. So she actually was technically retired at this point. She retired in 2006, but she came back. This was in 2011. She came back for this WrestleMania match. All right. So here comes Snooki into the match.
In her wide headband.
Yeah. People were pissed that she was there. Because wrestling fans usually don't like when non-wrestlers are there. But let's see what she does.
Oh, I forgot she was in an instant.
Yeah. So I had a feeling she was gonna pull it out because I was surprised. Yeah. Right? I'm actually a little surprised. I didn't think she was that athletic. Wrestling fans. So Snooki is a winner at WrestleMania, believe it or not.
Does she get a bell?
No, she'll probably throw up on it. So
I was just gonna yell at you for not getting me a Snooki bell.
Well, actually I feel like that's all of your regular wardrobe anyway. She has a lot of leopard print items.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jackie, and I hope you're enjoying your quarantine.
Thank you, I am. Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Happy quarantine.
Happy quarantine. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching Golden Memories this week, and enjoy WrestleMania, and please stay home. I understand it's a really uncertain time in our country and the world for that matter. People are putting themselves on the front line. My husband himself is one of those people out on the front lines working through this, and he's an essential personnel, so I'm very proud of him, and I'm very proud of all of the other hardworking employees who are out there. Thank you for everything you're doing for all of us. We're gonna get through this together. It's a very scary time, so don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to share how you feel with other people. Chances are someone's feeling the same way you are. So guys, I'm gonna be putting on a few more episodes while we're on lockdown. I'm learning how to talk to people being in isolation. Yeah, look out for my questions on Twitter at Jake Isn't Jacob and on Instagram at Jake Not Jacob Smith. We're gonna be okay. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy WrestleMania.